This week I'm joining Pirate Summit in Cologne to talk about fear setting, and right now I'm in San Francisco, so it will be quite travel.
Yeah. Mama said, stop giving, are you...
I first heard about fear setting from Tim Ferriss when I read his book called The Tools of Titans.
She was there, oh everything. Big crib, diamond rings, it's my last year being...
For me, thinking small is having as small of a chunk of the project as possible, because this way you can get a better understanding.
From your fucking ass.
So, for example, now we are going to the airport, and I always have this intense nerve on me when we are traveling. You know, have I packed everything? Do I have my passport? And will we get there? And the check-in and the security, and then catching the plane, all that things. And I have this nerve, and the way I try to solve it, one, I face it, like what's the worst thing that can happen. That's number one. And number two is that I have like small chunks and I can check them out, so I know that I'm good, I did that, this is the next step, so I don't have to worry about it. Still, I get a little bit nervous, but I think if I keep on practicing that and see that, yeah, I'm on track, that's a good way to do.
Making moves, making plays, I just rather pass it off.
Fear setting is really about facing the reality. It's very close to Stoicism, which Tim Ferriss is a really big fan of as well. And since I'm giving this talk on the topic that I really like now, I will have some time on the plane to prepare for the talk and what content I want to include in it.
Pass it off and show you niggas how to do it, or I can leave them lost. Okay, okay, let me leave them lost. This my last deal, baby.
Extra leg room again, first row. We are all set. Now I will have to focus on being productive and create my presentation for the Pirate Summit and get my thoughts around fear setting and how to think small in order to dream big.
Yeah, I see you niggas shook. Don't ever try to overlook. I better be the main focus. It's me and you, it's do or die. I'll never lie, I'll never lie. It's my moment, I had to drive. And all the time that they doubted, now a nigga got the wave. Put some food on my plate.
We are here in Berlin waiting for my next flight to Cologne to arrive to Pirate Summit, and I'm working on my presentation. What are your worst nightmares? This will be the attention getter question that I want to ask the audience about when I go there, and then I'm gonna share a story that actually I'm gonna share with you. So here is the story. This friend of mine working at a hotshot law firm in the States, but he kind of wanted to do something else. Bye bye, thank you. Story of a guy who dared to get out of his comfort zone. Big shot lawyer in the States, decided to move to South America, to Brazil, and open up a surf shop. All his colleagues told him that you are throwing your life away, everything you worked for, but he just did it. And the moment when you realize that you have found that happiness, that peace in your life, and then a year later some hotshot, maybe lawyers or management consultants, came to Brazil for a vacation, and the guys on vacation told him that, oh, I wish I could do what you are doing, that's so cool. But actually you can do, he just did it. We just fear of something that we don't know, the unknown. The funny thing is that the guy is in the happiest place in his life and still gets job offers after a year on LinkedIn, or people reaching out to him. And why is this important? Because, you know, when you quit your job to do the unknown, this is something you fear the most. What if I fail? I couldn't get back. Like the colleague said, that you are throwing everything away. That's just not true. The funny thing is, I don't know this guy, he's not my friend, but for the story's sake, I read it in Tim Ferriss's book, The Tools of Titans. and that story has a punchline. All he did is face his fears. So how can you do fear setting? It's like goal setting. So fear setting is like goal setting, but for your fears. Simple as that. So I like to make a 3+1 column list. It is about the important decisions that you have been considering and putting off. So the list is define, prevent, and repair, and the +1 for me is the benefit that you can get. So to start off with these important things that you've been considering is define the worst case scenario, the absolute worst thing that could happen. Whatever that is, think about its permanent impact and also the temporary one. And when you put it that way, is the thing that you believe is permanent really permanent? Second column is how you can prevent the likelihood of that scenario happening. Remember, this is what you fear the most, the worst case scenario, so how can you prevent it? The third is, if this worst case scenario happened, what could you do? What actions could you take to repair it, to repair the damage and get back onto the uplift again? And the fourth one is the benefit. That now that you face your fear, if that happens, or if it doesn't happen that way, like it won't be as big of a disaster as you imagine. If the pot is bigger than the thing that I fear, I should just go for it, especially if I have good odds. With all these exercises, you get the answer for what you need a vacation from. This is how Tim Ferriss ended up on a 1.5-year vacation, traveling all around the world. And actually, he thanks all his successes to this fear setting that he does regularly on a quarterly basis. Quick change, and I'm gonna share some of my own fears that I have. Hold on. I like the second one especially. So I just figured that fear that I'm gonna share here is actually about vlogging. Like right now I'm walking into Pirate Summit and people are looking and it's the morning and you have to come over it. And I don't have so many subscribers and stuff like that, and hey, and okay, let me find a spot. And now tell the story. You know what, let's do an R. Here I am sharing one of the things that I had a fear with and I had to dance with it, and that's vlogging. So for starter, I've been an entrepreneur, I've been presenting and here at conferences. But vlogging, you know, it's a camera, you are like, you know, it's a selfie stick, so, you know, it's inconvenient, and what will people think, and what if it's not interesting, I won't get followers, what will my peers think about it, all these monkey minds, the crazy thing that's going on. So when I was doing the fear setting exercise, what I did was, okay, so what could I do to prevent it? First, it's a closed beta. We are at a tech conference, so I considered it as an experience, being vulnerable, be open to share that, okay, this is a test for me, I want to dip my foot in the water and see how it will go. So I invited a few friends to check out the videos at the beginning and give me feedback. And that's the most important one, that you can rely on feedbacks. Ask for help from your peers, your partners, and this for me helps to face my fear. And the cool stuff is that actually preventing something not to succeed is by learning, right? Lifelong learning. So what I did that, okay, these skills, these things that I will be able to learn and experience by vlogging is something that could benefit me and prevent me to face my fear to actually happen. Okay, I know how to prevent it. So what could I do to repair? You know, if everything goes south and it's all collapsed, I could just delete the videos or make them private, or change my circles and not focus on where I wanted to get my target audiences and just go on with my life. And you know, in a word, when a news is old after a second, I don't believe that, you know, having some shitty vlog would destroy me as a person or my career or my life. And you know, it's funny when you face that your monkey mind is telling you all this crazy shit, right? So then the other thing is that you can just give it a time. It too shall pass. This is one of my favorite things to say to myself. Whatever good or bad is happening, it too shall pass. Alright, and the benefit, I will be able to learn so many new things, and the opportunities that are in front of me. I don't see the forest from the tree. I don't know what's gonna happen, but what I'm sure of that I will learn about myself, the world, open up, I will have new skills and share it, and that's fine by me. That's the only benefit that I will get from it. Why not to try it?
This my last year being broke. This my last year being broke. This my last year being broke. I've been doing this my whole life. I've been balling out my whole life, and I know it's time, 'cause I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Ready to go. All of my friends have been telling me, bro, it's time that you blow. I know.